Good morning and welcome back to the podcast.
Morning.
Today we're going to talk about video games and consoles and systems and everything that we've used.
Technology-wise, yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off the video by saying I am an Apple man. What kind of cell phone do you have?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I went back and forth. I remember my first iPhone all the way to this one, and I'm actually getting the new one as soon as it comes out. But I know we're talking about
Talking about all kind of things today.
but most of it's going to be video games and our favorite games and stuff like that. On the topic of technology, the cell phone would have to be my favorite.
Oh, without a doubt. Cell phones just aren't for, like, us. I don't know how people function on a cell phone anymore.
Right.
As a matter of fact, back in the day, I was at Chat State Community College, and my phone died.
Oh, yeah.
I was in class, and my phone died.
Worst feeling ever.
And I was dropped off. Holly dropped me off that day. I didn't know where I was. I was like, what am I supposed to do, man? I can't get a hold of anybody. Just being shut off from your cell phone nowadays is like, it's a crisis, man. It's an emergency situation.
So dependent on this. Now, I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and Gary Vaynerchuk, if you don't know him, look him up. He's absolutely amazing.
I don't even know him now.
He said something that pertained to almost everybody. So he said, this is like a second extension of your arm.
Oh, yeah.
I would rather somebody roll up, stab me in the stomach, kick me in the balls, and push me off a cliff than take my cell phone.
No, you almost right.
I would rather them come up and steal my wallet and punch me in the stomach than steal my cell phone.
That's intense, man. I do agree with you, though.
Exactly!
Being without a cell phone nowadays is like...
It's the worst thing ever.
No Facebook, no YouTube,
This is literally... It's a computer in your pocket.
It is. It's exactly what it is, a computer in your pocket. And you can hold me to this. When they launched the space shuttle in the 1960s, there's more technology in your phone than there was in that space shuttle.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
When they landed on the moon in the 60s, Tanner has more technology. I have more technology in my iPhone 8 than was on that space shuttle. And they landed on the moon with it. Can you believe that?
It's insane.
It's absolutely blows your mind.
Mind-boggling.
There you go. And all my thoughts trapped in a bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely, it's insane. And think about it. From World War II. World War II was for the U.S. was 1941 to 1945, or if you were in Europe from 1939 to Hitler kind of came to power. You get what I'm saying, right? I'm pretty sure. Hold me to it. Been out of history classes a while. I'm trying to finish my degree, and I've been out of history classes. Pretty sure World War II started in 1939. That's when he invaded Poland, also. So hold me to that. But anyways. 1939, we were doing with technology like that, right?
Right.
Now think about this for a second. How long ago was that? Go ahead and add that up for me. How long ago was 1939? Okay, way too long.
Almost 90 years?
Almost 90 years ago.
Yeah.
Two of these could have changed. If I went back in time and gave someone all of this, like just the communication, it would have changed everything, man. Technology has come so far. We've gone from, technology's just exploded. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
To the VR, the video games. It's just absolutely. And think about this for a second. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In 1860, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say 1861 was the beginning of the Civil War. Okay. Now fast forward 108 years, 1969, which really technically the Vietnam War started before that. We went from standing in file, shooting rifles at each other, and then reloading. And a good soldier could get off 3 rounds a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
108 years later, we're flying in Huey helicopters with fully automatic weapons. It was Vietnam, baby.
Yeah.
Think about that. From jet airplanes dropping napalm. 108 years. 108 years.
Yeah.
And we go from the 3 rounds a minute to the M60.
Damn.
Isn't that seriously, think for a second. That's amazing, isn't it? That is just, it absolutely blows my mind how far technology's come. It's come since then.
Yeah. Imagine what it's going to be 10 years from now.
Exactly. a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well, I learned history class to put a man on the moon. Think about that for a second. 1960. In 1860, we were fighting the Civil War. In 1960, a man landed on the moon. Technically, 1865, the Civil War ended, and I think it was like 60. What was it? 69?
I don't know.
No, it was.
I'm not a history person, man. We are getting off topic.
I'm so sorry.
We are talking video games.
I'm passionate about history. So when Tanner was like, we're going to talk about technology, I was like, I really need to make the point of how far technology has just absolutely exploded. I don't mean to get...
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's
a whole nother
okay,
day.
another video for another day.
Which we will get to.
We will get to a video like that. But for today, let's talk about our favorite technology.
Video games.
Woo!
Is what we're talking about
Video
today.
games, baby.
Favorite video games.
Video games have changed American...
To kick things off, what is your favorite system?
System? I mean, you're going to disagree, but
I know.
PlayStation is better than
Xbox.
Really? Xbox? I was all for that. See, now here's the thing.
I was a PlayStation man to begin with.
But we were both Nintendo people to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
The N64.
Yeah, I was
N64.
Before that. I was way before that.
Before that, I was Sega.
I had the NES.
I was Sega Dreamcast.
I had Sega Genesis.
You had Sega Genesis?
The original? Yeah, I had that one.
I remember I went over to my friend's house. He had one. I didn't have one. I started out, the first system I ever played, we should talk about this. First system I ever played was a Super Nintendo. I played Super Mario Brothers.
I played Super Nintendo.
And Duck Hunt.
Yep.
And Duck Hunt. I love Duck Hunt. Did you have the gun?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was amazing.
Yep.
That was absolutely amazing. That was the first thing I played with Super Nintendo. After that, my friend got I think it was a Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, dude, I love the Dreamcast.
Anyways,
one of my number one favorite games.
The Dreamcast was disc, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
No. I'm before
You're talking about Sega Genesis.
Genesis, yeah. He had a Sega Genesis.
I had that one for years.
Brandon Lively was his friend. My childhood friend, Brandon Lively. He had a Power Rangers game.
I had it.
You had it. Oh my God!
Rangers,
you could play as either the dude, and then you could go to the Megazord. I used to have dreams about playing that game. I would go over to his house and be like, I want to play the Power Rangers game so bad. I would still play it today, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. Half these games I would still play today.
Now, not to give a shout out to mate, not a sponsor, not quoting Rhett and Link, but they are not a sponsor of ours, but the Coin Hop.
Yeah.
In Chattanooga has games like that.
Yeah, I love it.
But we'll talk about bars another day. But for now, favorite game systems, I would say, we all done our evolution over time. I played the Sega Genesis. After the Sega Genesis, I went to the N64. I'm sure you did too, didn't you?
No, I never actually owned one.
What?
I've never owned an N64. I've only played other people's. And one of my favorite games is on N64. Yeah. I've never owned one. I had the original Nintendo, like the NES, and then I got the Super Nintendo. Then I had the Sega Genesis, and I had that for years. I was always like a system behind everybody. So I had the Sega Genesis forever, and then I got the original PlayStation. I had the original PlayStation forever. Xbox came out.
I love the original PlayStation.
All my friends were playing, like the PlayStation, Xbox.
Let's not get too far
360.
ahead. I would like to talk about the N64 because the N64 has a special place in my heart.
Okay.
It's literally what I cut my teeth on, and I'm gonna name 4 games. Did you play Star Fox 64?
Yes, loved it.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh yes, best one.
Oh my God, Super Smash Brothers.
Fantastic game. Absolutely loved it.
I feel like this is just a 90s thing. What was the other one? Now, you probably didn't play this one. Harvest Moon 64.
I've heard of it, never played it.
That game was so dope. I actually owned the game. I own my original copy, but the only problem is the battery is gone and you cannot save.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, and we're also going to talk about video games. We talk about the N64. How about the Game Boy?
Okay, yeah, I was about to get to the Game Boy.
Okay, go ahead.
I had I had the original PlayStation. Then the Xbox 360 the Xbox came out, the original Xbox.
Okay, you're getting ahead of yourself. We're in the 64, the Nintendo. I want to go, if you don't mind, I want to go by chronologically. Let's
you want to go?
First off, let's talk about early childhood. We'll talk about, we've already discussed, when the, what was it, Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis
NES
and stuff.
And then the Genesis.
Like, all that came out, we were really young. We didn't get to play a whole lot of. We remember some things of it.
No, I played the shit out of it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You want to talk? You any stories you want to talk about with it?
Well, like especially like the Genesis. Oh man, I had
Sonic.
I had Sonic the Hedgehog. I played every Sonic the Hedgehog. I had the Lion King games.
Oh wow!
I mean, you name it, I had it. Like that was my system for years.
I never owned one. My Brandon Lively owned one. I played his, and I just remember the Power Ranger games. Oh no, there was another one. It was like a kung fu game.
Yeah.
Where you would fight each other, and you would go through all these different levels.
I had a 7-Up game. Or it was like the little logo from 7-Up. That you were him and you were running through. It was an awesome game. Earthworm Jim, great game. Great game. That you were a worm and you would like whip these things. It was great. It was an awesome game.
For real?
Oh yeah.
Well, what I was going to get at, I want to go in chronological order is what I told Tanner with this. So we talk about that beginning.
Well, okay,
now hold on. Super Mario. We played. I had another one called like Zombies Ate My Neighbors or something like that. Did you ever play that one? That was dope. Mail Boy. Did you ever play Mail Boy?
The way that my lineup went was, I'm going to try to run through it quickly, was the NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, the original PlayStation.
Good console.
The original Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color.
Oh.
Because the Game Boy Pocket was still black and gray.
Yeah.
The Game Boy Color, then come back to the original Xbox, the 360, the PlayStation, what was that thing called? The little handheld.
2?
No.
PlayStation 2?
No, the PlayStation. I never had a PlayStation 2. A PSP.
Really?
A PSP.
PSP.
I had a PSP, and then I got the Game Boy, like 2, whatever it's called, and then the Xbox One I have now.
I went with the trends. My first one was
I was always behind. The Xbox One came out, I had the 360. The next Xbox came out, I had the Xbox One.
So as I was saying, I went from the Super Nintendo, I went from the Super Nintendo to the Game Boy Color, to the N64. So great.
It was so good.
PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2.
I never had one of those.
I had PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 took up a majority of my childhood, but we'll talk about that later. We're talking about what we went with. Right. After the PlayStation 2, I went to the Xbox 360, which, let's be honest, compared to the PlayStation 3, that was the system.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Everyone owned an Xbox 360.
Oh, yeah. It was the way to go. It's why I have not strayed back to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because of it.
360. After the 360, I went PlayStation 4. Some people went Xbox One. I went PlayStation 4.
I'm an Xbox One.
No. I think the PlayStation is much better than the Xbox right now.
I would.
We'll talk about that. But
yeah.
First off, let's talk about... We talked about the early game systems we cut our teeth on. Let's talk about the N64.
Okay.
An amazing game system.
It really was. Compared to... Even compared to the systems that we have now. The stability of that system. They still work. Yeah.
No, I still play N64 games.
Oh, yeah. They're
Harvest
fantastic.
Moon, Star Fox, the original Super Smash Brothers. I absolutely still play that.
I love Smash Brothers.
Smash Bros. Was amazing.
Probably one of the best games to ever come.
Absolutely. I also played Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, yeah, great.
That's another one I played.
Yeah.
Wait. No, it was maybe it was Donkey Kong N64. It was the one where he was on the island.
That's N64.
It was the N64 one. I played that. Dude, Star Fox. I loved it. When
I
was a kid, I used to get in the floor, and it sounds so stupid, but I used to get in the floor, blankets all around me. I'd put boxes around me. I'd have like I'm in like one of those fighter jets, or whatever they were, those spaceships. And I would sit there and play because it looked like the visual for the console looked like you were in one of them,
really
and
did,
you were piloting it. So I would try to just fulfill the fantasy. So I would lay down when the thing sped up. I'd be like, ugh!
That's awesome.
You just got into it. I was a crazy kid, but yeah, I absolutely loved it. That was my favorite. Harvest Moon 64 was absolutely. I still play that game. It's a really kiddie game, but I absolutely love it. It was amazing. You played it?
Pretty sure I've played it. I didn't own it. Pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure when I played it, it was... I got to play for like 2 minutes, and then I got to watch my buddy play it.
Oh, I hated that. Didn't you hate that when somebody owned a one-player game?
One-player game.
And you'd play for a little bit, and he'd be like, oh, I want to play my game. Yeah. And you'd be
it's his game.
You'd be like, this is so cool. Yeah. And he would play it for like 2 hours, and you'd be like, wish I could play. It just made you want to own it that much more.
Exactly, yeah.
but the N64 was a legendary GoldenEye.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, GoldenEye,
Yep.
dude! I played
It was
GoldenEye all the time.
I played for hours. GoldenEye. It was the
amazing.
original Call of Duty.
It was.
It was the original.
You would call your
first-person
friends
shooter.
over, and you would all hook up
Yep.
and play GoldenEye.
Yep,
And
it was
usually the
amazing.
dude that played the little guy, he would always win because you
Yep.
would shoot, and he would shoot over his head, and he'd be like, pew, pew.
Yep.
He'd take
Oh
you out
God, I love
every
GoldenEye.
time. Every time. So I would say that the number one console of like my childhood would be the N64. Except for Pokemon on the Game Boy Color. See, I'm putting you might change your mind, but I'm putting the N64 and the Game Boy. I played those at the same time. The Game Boy Color and the N64. Those were the game systems of like I would say from 5 to like 10. I might be off on that a little bit, maybe even a little 11 or 12. But that was like when I was in elementary school. That was the games. Pokemon Yellow was the first one.
Pokemon. Okay, so we're gonna get into our favorite games.
Ah.
I was gonna start it off. One of my top favorite games. We picked out like 3 or 4. My top favorite game was Pokemon Yellow.
Pokemon Yellow
on the Game Boy Color.
I love
it. It was
that game.
so good. I've beat that game countless times.
The problem is when you grew up in the 90s like we did, Pokemon was the thing.
Oh yeah.
People would trade. Even the cool kids were like, "Yeah, okay, I'm not really into Pokemon, but I got this here Charizard," and everybody's like, "Oh my God, you got a Charizard! Your parents are so rich, they bought that out of like the pack or whatever." I mean, that's how people were back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the way it was. I mean, somebody pulled out a dragon, I threw on the table, and people just like lost their minds.
Yeah. Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh my God. So, anyways. Pokemon was the thing, so we grew up with the cards. I collected the cards.
Oh, I did too. I had all of them. Yeah. We're talking about games, though.
You did not have all the
I
cards.
did.
I had all the Pokemon cards. Nobody had all. Then you'd be in the Guinness Book of World Records. You had all the cards.
For real.
Every card. You had all 151 Pokemon.
Yeah. Every time we went to Walmart, my parents bought me one pack.
Then this is a whole other video. Please share your Pokemon.
Well,
please.
No, like this is video games. We'll talk about that another time.
Do you have any idea how much that would be worth now?
A lot. It was worth a whole lot.
You had
all.
Yeah.
I had all of them.
151, including
every
Mewtwo.
single one. Every single one. I had every one.
I don't believe it. You are my best friend. I love you like a brother, but that...
Ask Mom.
And I believe you.
Ask Mom.
Most things you tell me, I believe. But Tanner, if you let go of... You had all 151 and you let that collection go.
No. I honestly, I don't know what happened to them. They're gone. I can't find them. I've asked Mom. Last month, I asked Mom if maybe she might know where they went to. I don't know.
You had all 151?
Every single one. Ask Mom. Yeah, I had them all. But back on topic. Pokemon Yellow. What was your, say...
What I was going to say is everyone collected the cards when we were young, so when they... it came from Japan. They had the blue and red. They didn't release the green. Green was Japanese only. Even though everybody heard the rumors about, the green's got more Pokemon on it. It has 200 Pokemon, which is a complete lie.
Yeah.
But, rumors when you're a kid get spread around. So anyways, what was amazing about it was this world that we were all obsessed with. Suddenly, you could go and play in it. Yeah. You could be a character. You could do your Pokemon journey. Yeah. And it was amazing.
It was so good.
And even though the graphics were like all 8-bit and whatever.
It was horrible.
To us, though, it was better than VR.
Well, it was a whole new game when Pokemon...
Your imagination... Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Your imagination took over on those games.
Oh, yeah.
And it was better than VR.
Oh, yeah.
It was absolutely like you were there. I went through this gym battle. Let me tell you, share my story.
But it changed when Pokemon Yellow came out, because then you had a Pikachu following you on the screen.
That was amazing. Just like Ash Ketchum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It was... You got to be just like Ash Ketchum. And everybody, dude. I mean, everybody ate that up like good cake. It was just... It was so popular. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loved it. That's what I was saying. We had to talk about it. See, Tanner wanted to talk about just the consoles, but I told him we had to talk about the Game Boys because who do you know that when we were growing up did not own a Game Boy with Pokemon?
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody.
Well, look, Pokemon Yellow was my number one. It was so good.
It was amazing.
It was my favorite out of all the Pokemons that I've... Like, I have Pokemon Sun and Moon now.
I cried when I got it.
Like, I still, to this day, play Pokemon games. Still, I have Pokemon on my 2DS right now.
So then came the PlayStation. No. So the Nintendo. See, it's weird because popularity wise, Nintendo ruled like the mid 90s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Would you say they had the Game Boy out? Everybody owned one. Everybody was crazy about. Pokemon was so hot then. The N64 was out. It had. I mean, it completely dominated. And then PlayStation released the PS1.
One of my top games is on the N64.
What is it?
It's Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I never played it.
You never played it?
Never played
I still own it. Conker's Bad Fur Day was essentially a rated R game for the 90s.
How old were you playing that?
I was very young playing it.
I will say
It's so bad.
I will say one thing about when we were growing up is video games were new, so a lot of our parents, grandparents, whoever we lived with, didn't know to check the rating system. Even though they had a rating system.
Well, back in the
I'll
day,
buy you an M game. What does that mean? Much fun?
well,
and they throw it to you.
even back in the day, I could walk in as a 10, 11-year-old and rent from Movie Gallery a rated R game. A rated mature game. I could rent it at 10 years old and no questions asked. That was before the whole, it's hurting your children. This game,
It's hurting your children.
You were a little squirrel and you run around trying to get your girlfriend back, and it's so inappropriate. Kids don't play that game, but if you're an adult, play Conker's Bad Fur Day if you have an N64. It's amazing. It's so inappropriate.
All you want to
It's
share
so
about it.
inappropriate. Yeah, I can't go into detail on the game.
I don't want to talk about it, but
I have it. I'll let you play it.
down low, it was a great game.
Yeah.
I never played it.
I got you.
I did play. They had this one game. I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna jank this up so bad. It was this game where it was a first-person shooter, but I can't remember what it was called. It was the only M game that Nampapo ever got me. I remember you'd shoot people and they would explode into blood, and there was like lava pits and.
Was it Doom?
No, it wasn't Doom. It had like a Velociraptor on the front of it. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
We'll come back to me. I'll look it up and then we'll share what it was. That was the only M game I ever got. It wasn't that compared to like games now. Wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. But the number one games I played back on the N64, I would have to say without a doubt, was like Super Smash Brothers. That was when I put most of my time into.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, I played so much of that game. It was ridiculous. Like, I was all about that game. I'd have friends over. We want to play Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, let's do it. And I'd just whip them, dude. I played as, what was his name? Ness? What was his name? He had, like, the lightning and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd play as him. I'd whoop anybody. Anybody. That and Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
And Captain Falcon. I'm really going to
I
play
like the Captain,
too.
yeah.
So that was the age of Nintendo. I would say the early childhood that we had in elementary school. Then we went to middle school. Well, late, like 4th or 5th grade, maybe. And then into middle school was the PlayStation 1.
I rocked the PlayStation 1 for many years.
And that was I feel like that was the most popular thing, too. As a matter of fact, I feel like people stopped playing N64 to get the PlayStation 1.
Yeah. But I never had the N64. I was still in the Sega Genesis and went straight from Sega Genesis to the PlayStation 1.
That's a big leap.
It is. It really is.
Leap.
Yeah. On PlayStation 1, because I never went PS2 or I never went past that. I loved the Kingdom Hearts series. I played on other people's stuff.
That was PS2.
That was PS2, yeah, but PS1.
Talk about PS1. Keep
Metal.
on topic, Tanner.
Twisted Metal.
You played Twisted Metal.
I loved Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
And Crash Bandicoot.
I played Spyro.
Oh, I loved Spyro.
But I want to give a huge shout out to the Final Fantasy games.
My uncle played the hell out of those games.
I played Final Fantasy VII and became instantly. I was like, this story is amazing, and I played that game so much. My buddy let me borrow Final Fantasy VII. The first one I owned was Final Fantasy IX.
See, I never owned any of them. My uncle owned all of them.
You missed that. Dude, I have Final Fantasy VII. I should let you borrow it. Nice. It's when my kids are born, and I mean this, my children are born, they're going to be like, the video games, I want the Xbox 10. I would say, no. You start off in the N64 and you work your way up to it.
Yeah.
There are my dad told me that there were books and movies I had to read as a child because that's what people, like cultured people, they knew these stories.
Yeah.
And when you were in a group of intellectuals, they would talk about these stories. He wanted me to know with these intellectuals I might meet in college or something about these. I believe the same is true with video games. They have to play Star Fox 64. They have to play Harvest Moon 64. They have to play Spyro. They have to play these games because, you know,
Yeah.
they might not be, but I feel like these games are classics.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
100%,
Like Super Smash Bros. The original Smash Bros. Super Mario the original.
Oh yes.
My kids will play that game.
Oh yes.
They have to play that game.
Yeah.
But I'm getting off topic. So time went on. We leaped forward into the PlayStation 1. I remember my dad bought me my first PlayStation 1. And it was not the white one, it was the big gray one.
Yeah, that's what mine
and it was big.
Yeah.
It was bulky.
Yeah.
And I broke it because as soon as I got it, I touched the little blue thing. I was a kid. I didn't know. And I was like, when the blue things are
That's like the laser reader.
And I destroyed it.
Yeah.
I destroyed it with one touch, and I had no idea. My dad took it to a guy. Had to get it fixed. That's a story for another day. My dad, the guy had it for forever. All he had to do was replace it. I was a kid, and every time I went over to my dad's house, I was like, "What about the game? My dad told me one day, he grabbed a baseball bat. He was like, I'm gonna go talk to the guy, and I'm gonna get him to fix your game, and you were going to play it this weekend. And by God, he did. He left with a bat, and he came. I don't think he really did. I think he was a friend of his, like me and you. He joked with me on that.
Yeah.
But he came back with that daggone PlayStation. I played Spyro, the first one.
That's awesome.
It was I loved Spyro. Spyro was my favorite on that. But I played Grand Theft Auto.
Oh my goodness.
PlayStation 1.
My uncle had yes.
And it was all viewed from the very top.
Yep.
Nana and Papa, I got it from Brandon, and Nana and Papa had no idea what I was playing. I'd never played it when they were around.
Oh yeah.
So I'd be like,
it came so bad.
They would play, and then back in the day,
bad.
you would hit like the open button to open the disc thing, and it would turn off immediately. So I'd be like, I'm not playing anything, and I'd take it out. I played that one. It was all viewed from the front. The graphics were terrible.
It was so bad compared to now.
I don't even remember the missions or anything. I just remember walking around like shooting people and cars, and you would get into a car, and I mean, the graphics were terrible, but it was so much fun.
Oh yeah.
You could do whatever you wanted to, and I loved it. I played that. Spyro was a big one, but the Final Fantasies, the highlight for the PlayStation 1 for me was the Final Fantasies. Without a doubt. I played Final Fantasy 7. I played 8 at my friend's house. The first one I owned was 9. And staying in the realm of PlayStation 1, that was it. That's what I played. With the exception, I played the first Medal of Honor.
Oh, wow.
I still own it too. It's scratched to pieces.
Yeah.
The cover sheet's missing. But I played the first Medal of Honor, and it was amazing. And that's actually what got me into World War II at a young age.
Moving on from the PlayStation 1.
Was the PlayStation 2.
See,
PlayStation owned the market for those two.
Me and you went in different directions here.
Because the first one I went to is the PlayStation 2.
I had the PlayStation 1 for a very long time. And then I ended up getting the original Xbox.
I owned the Xbox as well, but I started with the PlayStation 2, and it was... I mean, the Xbox did good, but it did not win against PlayStation. The PlayStation 2 was the dominant console.
It was at that time.
It won without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean...
That's because...
I played so many PlayStation 2 games. Call of Duty, I think there was another Medal of Honor, the Pacific Front Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
I played, I'm trying to think of them all. I played this one weird game that I absolutely loved. You would play, it was Japanese, but it was English. It had English in it, but you can tell it was based off like a Japanese sound. You would play as a guy, and he controlled this giant robot on his controller. So you would get your gun on top of a building, and then you would control the robot. I don't even remember what it was called. He would fight the monsters. I loved that game. I would try to destroy the city every time. It was amazing. I wish I could... So many games that I've played that I've forgotten about over the years. Final Fantasy X was a big one. I played it for PlayStation. Kingdom Hearts.
I
played it for PlayStation. It was amazing. I played so many different games. I was for a short period I was into Yu-Gi-Oh. I played Yu-Gi-Oh.
I never played
War of Roses on it. It was I played the next level GTA on it.
Yeah.
The first 3D GTA I played. It was so bad. I had no business owning it. I don't remember where I got it. I think my mom either my mom bought it for me or she didn't buy it for me. She got it from somebody or Brandon gave it to me as a gift. That game was bad, but I played the crap out of it. I would just play and just drive around and police cars. And did you ever play it?
I did. I never had any of those. My uncles always had them.
You played them at your uncle?
Yeah, I played them at my uncle's house. But I went Xbox version. They had some games kind of like that. See, I think the PS2 beat out the Xbox so bad because the PS2 was built on top of the PlayStation. The Xbox was a brand new console.
It had that reputation from the original.
So they already had a lot of their stuff established. The Xbox was made a completely new console. And Microsoft actually went in and bought Sega.
Really? I didn't know that.
So that's why it was black. It was based on like the original Sega Genesis.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's
I had no idea of that.
Yeah, Microsoft went in and made the Xbox off of the Sega. So it was a brand new system. So everybody's like, well, what is this big boxy remote that's horrible? Now I love it. Yeah. I can't get away from it. But well, I couldn't go back to a PlayStation remote now. My hand just falls perfectly on
Before
Xbox.
we get ahead of ourselves, I will say one thing about the original Xbox that was a staple of our generation.
Halo.
Halo 1
everyone
and 2.
Who was anyone
Halo,
was playing Halo.
1 and 2. The first, I didn't own my Halo 1. I didn't play Halo 1 until me and you started hanging out.
I just remembered this. I had a PlayStation. My parents were looking to get me a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
For my birthday one year. And I went to Josh's house and played Halo.
And you were like, no, I want an Xbox.
And I literally got into the Xbox franchise for Halo. It was the only reason. I was like, I want an Xbox and I want Halo. I don't need anything else. I don't need nothing.
I don't even need food. I just need an Xbox with Halo on it.
And Halo.
All I need to survive. That and air.
Yeah. I ended up getting the system and not the game.
I got an Xbox just so I could play Halo 2. Mm-hmm. And I got Halo 2. I played Halo number 2 probably 60 times.
Oh, yeah.
I would come home from school. No, not from school, but I'd come home from school on Friday. I would start playing it, save it, and pick it up on Saturday. I would spend, there would be weekends. I was like, I'm just going to play Halo 2 today. Yeah, I've played it 10 times. I want to play it again. It's one of those, good books or good movies you can just do over and over and over again.
I still have them.
You can't stop it.
No.
You can't stop it. So I played Halo. I got an Xbox just for Halo 2. I'm trying to remember, main Xbox games I played. I can't really remember for the Xbox One, that was for that. I played Dead or Alive. I played Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive was good.
I played that. That was only for Xbox, and I loved it. I loved the fact that the original Xbox, you could put your music on it.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah. You could do all kinds of stuff with the original. And that was the thing going with, PlayStation was almost like Apple.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of like Apple.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Xbox was more, it was Microsoft, but it was more like an Android phone.
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
But so it was amazing. I only got the Xbox One for Halo. I played some other games like Dead or Alive. There was a few other. I can't remember them all.
I used to play The Punisher. That was so good.
I never played.
You'd walk around. And
I've
kill
heard
people.
great things about it though.
Oh, it was so good.
So many people talk to me you would tell me what you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Amazing.
So good.
I never played that though.
But other than that, I can't remember much about the original Xbox. I played it for a very long time.
I remember it was amazing. Oh, there was one game I played that lasted a long time. It was like Flashpoint, Operation Flashpoint or something like that. You would make these missions on it. It was for Xbox. You'd make these missions, and I would have my friends play it. And it was like a first-person shooter, and you made the levels.
That's cool.
I still do it now with Arma on my PC, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, back then it was like an early form of Arma. It was amazing. But that's all I really remember about the Xbox. I still own my Xbox and my PlayStation.
Yeah, I still have mine too. Yeah.
But then I would say, without a doubt, the next game system came out that dominated. Well, beat the PlayStation. People forgot what PlayStation was the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I can't put into words.
Yeah.
We were in high school. Nobody played PlayStation 3. Oh, I played PlayStation 3 for...
No.
But God of War. I played the original God of War and God of War 2.
Yep, God of War was good.
I believe PlayStation 2, but I was like, I don't need your God of War. I don't need your garbage. Your subhuman trash. I don't need it. I have a 360.
Yeah.
And
it was the console to have.
Can you even how many games?
Oh no, it's ridiculous.
It had so many games.
It changed everything.
But I would say the number one for me and you was Call of Duty Black Ops.
Oh yeah.
We played that game so much.
Religiously.
Oh my god.
Religiously played it.
It was the first game I ever played online against people. was Black Ops. Maybe you.
Yeah, no, I would say the same. Yeah.
The first one I played online, the first time I ever experienced a 10-year-old kid cussing you with his squeaky voice was Black Ops. Yeah, that was
100%.
Yeah, that was Black Ops.
Yep.
Call of Duty Black Ops for the Xbox 360. That was my first real first-person shooter. The storyline was... I played the storyline maybe 10, 20 times.
Oh, it was so good.
And I played the multiplayer, gratuitous amounts.
They don't put a lot of thought into the storylines now.
They really don't.
They really don't. It's kind of just something really quick that you can run through, and then you're playing online.
Yeah.
That's essentially all it is.
I feel like they should bring the one of the games that's mandatory for my kids to play one day is Black Ops.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, the storyline was amazing. It went from Vietnam to, it was all about the Cold War, secret. I loved it. You had guns you were familiar with. M14, pow, 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 pow. I mean, AK, you had all that stuff. Real weapons that you knew about and saw in, Rambo movies. Rambo was shooting up, you got to be that guy for a few minutes. It was amazing, throwing hand grenades and watching 10 people pop out. I mean, it was amazing.
We skipped a console.
What console did we skip? We didn't skip no console.
The Dreamcast.
Never played it.
Okay, so...
Didn't even know it existed.
My all-time...
Garbage.
Favorite game ever was on Sega Dreamcast. I didn't have one. My Uncle Chris had one.
I'm listening.
And I would go there and I would play this game. And I absolutely loved it. I've beat this game 50 times. Completely paying. It's kind of like...
I'm on needles to know what the name of this game is.
It was absolutely my favorite. And I went years trying to find this game. And I still have not found it, but I know I can order it online and I'm going to.
Okay.
It was called Power Stone. If you have played Power Stone, I know you love the game because it was amazing. If not, when I get it, you're going to have to play it.
I've never heard of it.
It was a fighting game, and it was my absolute favorite game that I've ever played. Ever. Out of every game I've ever played, and that's a lot, Power Stone was my absolute favorite.
Really?
Yes. And I will own it, and you will play it.
A game I've never heard of. I've never, in my entire life, this isn't scripted.
I'm
not acting. I have never heard of Power Stone.
It was not a very highly popular game, which the whole Dreamcast system wasn't very popular. It was ahead of its time. It was not very popular.
I never played a Dreamcast.
Oh my! They were amazing.
I never played one. Good. Was it?
It was the first system that in the controller you could slide an LCD screen in the controller and get on the internet.
What?
Yeah, and it was
are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was in between the Xbox and 360. That's when it came out.
I never even remember it. That's amazing, though. Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was.
Why wasn't it popular?
It was ahead of its time.
That might have been what it was.
Yeah, it was ahead of its time.
I've heard of the Dreamcast, but I never played the Dreamcast. Yeah. But I have heard stories and stuff about it. But
it was amazing.
I never had any interest in it. I never had any games that were super popular.
That was
Kingdom
my
Hearts or anything
that's another thing. It was Sega's last hurrah. Was
Blaze
the Dreamcast.
Of glory.
Yeah.
Went out in a blaze of glory.
And nobody liked it. But it was so good.
Isn't that terrible that you could have the most advanced technology and all these great things about it, and it'd be like, it doesn't play Pokemon, or it doesn't play Halo, and then it just flops and dies.
Because that was the thing. They didn't have all these popular games like Halo. They made their own games. They had their own games, so you had to be interested in what they were making, not the main streamlined games.
Respect, though.
Yeah, you couldn't get Call of Duty for a Dreamcast.
No, you couldn't. No.
You couldn't get Crash Bandicoot for they didn't have it.
Yeah,
but
that was back where they didn't do multiple consoles. I know we're on a passionate subject. We were talking about you talking about the Dreamcast. We were talking about the Xbox 360.
Yeah, so we finished the 360. We're moving on to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One.
And the Xbox One, I didn't want to leave the 360, to be honest with you. I love the 360. I love the 360 so much. I played it for so long. They were still... Excuse you. They were still making games for the 360, and I didn't want to leave.
Right.
I wanted to stay in it. I was like, this is all ever... And they were still making them, so I was like, Yeah, you may have your HDMI. Remember the HDMI?
Oh,
you
yeah,
have your
HDMI ports.
games.
Yeah.
I don't need those.
Yeah.
I've got my 360. You know, I got my 3-prong plug-in thing. I'm still rocking it over here. And then my brother was like, he called me one day, and he was like, he had a PlayStation 4, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. He played FIFA and stuff like that. And he was like, bro, you're not going to believe this. I was like, what? He's like, we worked at Target at the time. He's like, come to Target. I was like, what? He said, come to Target. Went to Target. Walked in, he was like, I was like, dude, what? I didn't even know. I was like, what's going on? He's like, this. He set a PlayStation 4 on the guest service counter. He goes, this has just gone on. Like, you know, this is for sale. It just went for sale. The dude had got it. It was an online order. He had opened it, and he was like, this is at the time, this is a brand new PlayStation. For $200.
It's a really good deal.
It was over 50% off. He was like, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I want it because it's so cheap. So I went and I paid for it and I took it home. And I still own it today. And it's still my preferred. I never got an Xbox One. I never saw any need for it. Excuse me. There's not really any, like, they used to have exclusives back in the day.
Right.
Like, only this game can play on this. But with my PlayStation 4, I have access to the God of Wars and stuff like that.
I have that on Xbox One now.
But when I got, I'm actually getting ahead of myself. We'll go back to that. So yeah, I got my PlayStation 4 and I love it. I don't see any reason for ever going back to Xbox in my opinion. I have all the games I need, like all the online stuff. I'm absolutely in love with it. I'm a PlayStation guy. I do believe that PlayStation. It's going to be a debate eventually when it all moves on to the next thing of which one was the more popular, and they'll release it. But right now, I'm putting my money on that the PlayStation 4 has been more popular than the Xbox One. Go ahead. If you disagree with me, it's fine.
Okay. I went from the 360. The Xbox One came out, and to be honest, we have a few different Xbox Ones out. And I was still rocking the 360. I didn't get the Xbox One until maybe like 6 months ago.
Did you agree with me that you didn't feel like you needed to go up? Like,
no, I was fine with my 360.
I need right here.
Honestly, the only reason I went from the 360 to the Xbox One is my 360 broke.
Really?
It finally kicked the bucket. And I didn't even purchase mine. I did a tattoo for my Xbox One.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I didn't even have to purchase my Xbox One.
Is that the one in there right now?
Yeah. And it works great. I love it. I've got the whole online thing, so I can get any video game I want, just play it for however long, and then uninstall it or whatever. I love it. Love the Xbox One. I can't wait to see what's going to be next.
Oh my God, I think about that all the time.
I think it's gonna be like, well, we'll have a few more consoles, and then it'll be like Ready Player One.
I actually want to talk about one thing. I didn't stop at the PS4. I've actually moved beyond, and my brother introduced me to it. I am now a PC gamer. I think that the PC, the computer gaming it's so much better than the consoles. It has better graphics. I mean, you can do so much more. There's mods you can add in. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's stupid what you can do through a computer compared to a console.
Now, I have an Alienware laptop, a gaming computer.
But do you game with it?
I do. I play Far Cry 4 on it. I've played a couple war games. I've played Black Ops on it. So I do play on my computer. But when it comes to convenience, it's so much easier to just pick up that remote.
See, Steam now, I was over at my brother's house actually yesterday. Day before yesterday. Steam
has the remotes now.
You know that?
Yeah,
they have a thing where you can plug into your computer. You can turn your computer on.
What remote is it you're using, though?
Me?
No. Well, the Steam.
They have a Steam controller. It's not like somebody else's controller. It's
right,
a Steam
but
controller.
It's based off of the Xbox controller.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It has a mouse pad on one side of it. How is that based off the Xbox?
The original Steam one that they were talking about releasing, I haven't seen the one that they released.
The new one has like a little side. It's like a mouse that you can move around and use.
For the past 2 years, Steam has been able to be used with an Xbox controller.
That's true. That's true. I used an 360.
Because it's all
I
Microsoft.
used a plugged-in like a plugged-in 360 controller for long. Yeah, I do play Windows. Yeah. And I don't really know that Microsoft is even in the ballpark of games, to be honest with you. I don't really know that much about them. But anyway, so it is all Microsoft, I guess. So I guess in a way, Microsoft is still winning because they got the PC game. Yeah. Because some people own Mac, but I don't know Macs to be very popular with the PC genre.
It's not, Mac's not really big with gaming. If you want a gaming, you're not buying an Apple product.
True. Apple's more for phones, in my opinion, but gaming
phones,
is Windows.
Editing, photography, stuff like that, you're going to lean more towards the Apple products.
Actually, use an Apple phone.
Anything. I do too, but everything
else
I have is Alienware.
Well, see, it uses Windows.
It's Dell Windows, yeah.
Alien runs the Windows. Yeah. So, I mean, I use Windows, but, yeah, I mean, it's gone so far now that, like, with the PC, with Steam, for example, I love Steam. Which the summer sale is going on right now, by the way. Just throw that out there too. If you want to blow $1 million, the summer sale is going on. But anyway, so they have this thing where you can plug it into your computer, plug it into your TV, and grab their controller, and you can play your computer games on the couch just like a console.
That's pretty cool.
And it's smooth. My brother just bought one. It's smooth. It works great. It's amazing.
It's pretty cool. But essentially, that's taking it. It's getting more towards the console and further away from the PC.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems like they're making their own console.
Well, they know what gamers want. See, Steam, I feel like they knew what gamers want. Gamers want to be able to sit on the couch and play their games.
Right.
But they love the ability they can do. You can do so much more with a PC.
Right.
Compared to a console. I mean, just now, like, PlayStation 4 is allowing mods on some of their games. Like, just now. Computers been doing that for years.
Yeah.
So, and there's more mods for PC than there is for, and it makes a game completely different.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so they just listen to the gamers. They know what they want, and they're like, psh, "Oh, you like to sit on the couch and play games? We can fix that. Here you go." And I mean, sort of people are eating it up. But we talked about the history of the game consoles, and as we went through them. But by far, what is your favorite game?
Like one favorite game?
Game franchise that you still play all the time nowadays. Like now it's like I love this story, I love this universe, I love this game maker, I love this particular set of games, how they make them. What is it?
Okay. Honestly, like that's hard because it's changed over the years, but one game that I have, no matter which one they come out with, even if I don't like it, I always end up getting it, is the Call of Duty universe.
Call of Duty.
I even if like I get the game and I didn't like it, I still got it and I still played it, but I didn't like it.
I quit.
My biggest game right now is Call of Duty World War II.
Really?
I love it. It's so good.
I have not played it. I do not own it.
I like it because it goes back
Call
in
of
time.
Duty went all futuristic. And
I didn't like that.
I was like, yeah, but you were like, I don't like it, but I'm still going to buy their stuff. I'm like, I don't like it, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not buying anymore. They went to the World War II. I was interested and said no.
Well, see,
I said, you betrayed my trust. It's becoming Halo.
But it's not this one. I didn't like the whole jumping
this one, man.
and
Come
running
on, play
on
this
the
one.
walls. I didn't like that. I didn't like the whole futuristic
Nobody
stuff.
liked it.
The World War II, it takes it back to its roots. It's so good.
Where's it going from here, though?
I don't know.
It's going to go back to this jumpy space.
I hope not.
It's going to...
The Black Ops 4...
Voice from Beyond? What was that?
The Black Ops 4 doesn't have the running on the walls and stuff.
For real?
They're taking it back toward going... It's still a little futuristic, but it's not like the super hydraulic jumping.
It became Halo. It honestly became Halo.
It really did.
And Halo died for a reason.
I think they're getting...
Halo ran its course and died.
Oh God, but it was so good while it was here.
It was good. Okay, don't get me into like Halo 2. We talked about that already. But Halo ran its course and people were like, I'm not a big fan anymore. So Call of Duty took over after Halo, in my opinion. And they were dominating. They were like, let's be just like this guy who died.
Yeah.
And then, it was a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest. If you believe in the whole Darwinism thing, they're basically like, this animal died because it was doing this. Let's mimic it. And then, so for me, I quit. But the number one franchise I'm obsessed with now is Fallout.
See, I've heard a lot of good stuff about Fallout.
The story, I started playing at Fallout 3. And if you know anything about Fallout, it takes place in this like post-apocalyptic world. My brother played it. I'd talk for 2 hours. This is a whole... Me and my brother could do a podcast. Right. If you wouldn't know anything that was going on, so you just sit there and me and him talk. We could talk a whole thing about the different factions. It's basically a borderline horror in some things. They make it pretty creepy and eerie, and so they do it on purpose. But I mean, I played Fallout 3. I fell in love. I went to New Vegas. After New Vegas, I was like, it was like heroin. I was like, I am sold on this. I will play as much of this.
Right.
Fallout 4 came out, and I was like, I love this too. I just ate it up. Skyrim, which isn't Fallout, but was like in the same. It's about
I played Skyrim.
Skyrim was amazing. Yeah. I mean, nobody in their right mind. So Elder Scrolls, it's the same people. Yeah. I think it's Bethesda is who it is. They made both Sky. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Somebody, he's wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not a real gamer. But I mean, I'm pretty sure Bethesda made the Elder Scrolls series and the Fallout series, which I'm a fan of both. Fallout more than Elder Scrolls. My brother's more Elder Scrolls than Fallout. But now Fallout 76 is coming out. I'm looking so forward to. You do not dare play 76 until you go back and play the you need to know.
Hank.
You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you.
I've subscribed to a gaming few gaming channels online and stuff, and I get like the magazines in the mail and stuff.
Until you can sit here and tell me who the NCR, the Brotherhood of Steel,
you're right.
and the Minutemen are. You have no right to play 76.
You're right, and I'm not. You're right. I'm not. What I'm saying is, all the people that have been testing this new game, I'm sorry, but it's only been bad reviews. There's not been any good reviews for this new game.
Take it back.
I'm not. I can't.
You can. And you're going to.
It's all been bad reviews.
I have heard mixed
Everyone
reviews. Everyone is hating on it because it's going to be online.
Everyone that says that they love it, that they love
that
it's
going to be garbage because it's going to be online. But let me tell you something. I have faith in Bethesda. Everyone hated on Fallout 4. It's stupid. It's like Minecraft. It was a good game. I don't care what you say. Everybody hated on New Vegas. It's stupid. It was a good game. And I actually keep up with a Facebook page that only talks about the Fallout games. And they were like, the whole thing for the Fallout games is war never changes. And they're like, no, people never change. Because people hate on every Fallout that ever comes out. And it's actually
people are going to hate on everything.
But the truth be told, it is good games, and I'm excited for 76. It's the first Vault that would have come out to the world, if I remember correctly, and I'm just excited for it. I mean, you get to play. You get to play in this world that me and my brother love, and you can play with your friends. So yeah, there might be some bad reviews, but I don't care. I have faith in Bethesda. And what do you mean they've played? I'm not even sure the beta's even out yet. Is it?
Only for testers.
Only for testers. Mm-hmm. Well.
You want to talk about where the future is?
I was still on this subject, but we can talk about the future.
Sorry.
All I was going to say is I'm just obsessed with the Fallout franchise. I'm excited for 76. I'm eventually going to get this game addicted to it, too. It has a great story to it. I'm obsessed with the universe. Tanner, before you get on another subject, you said your favorite game is just Call of Duties.
Yeah.
That is your...
Well, you said franchise.
Yeah, franchises. Yeah, Fallout franchise.
Yeah.
They may, even if they made a bad Fallout, 76 could be a terrible game. I'm still gonna buy it. Which same as you with Call of Duty. They can make a new Call of Duty. It could be terrible. I'm still gonna buy it. Just because they make a new Fallout, I'm gonna buy it. But the difference between me and Tanner is I'm obsessed with this universe. This has a whole story to it.
Yeah.
There's more things to discover. Like what happened to Europe? What about Mexico? What about all these different things? I'm obsessed with it. I love this story. It's like people read The Lord of the Rings and they talk about all the different things that could have gone on. I talk about Fallout the same way with my brother. I'm obsessed with it. I guess that's how you are with Call of Duty? Kinda?
I'm not as obsessed. I just like the games. I play the games. I have fun playing the games. I like to get on there and yell at people as I'm playing online and stuff.
You like to crush 10-year-old kids' dreams when you 360 no scope.
Yeah. Run up and hit them in the back of the head. And, hey, man, you got me real bad. Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Yeah, I like those role-playing games where it's just me in a fictional world. I don't have to deal with other people, which I understand. A lot of people are like, 76 is going to get rid of that. They said in 76, though, that you have this own, like, you can play single player. You don't have to play with people.
If you want to talk about those type of games, I loved the Fable franchise.
Fable was amazing.
Fable was so good.
I started with the first Fable I ever played was the Revolution. I think it was the last one they made where you played as the prince or princess and your brother was really bad. The darkness came. Yeah. Dude, I ate that game up, man. So I played that game like 10 times.
Yeah. I loved Fable. It was
the commentary in it
Yeah.
was hilarious. Yeah. That game like made fun of itself. It was... Whatever happened to Fable, man?
They just came out with a new one last year.
Yeah,
it was like...
What game?
It was like a VR one.
Oh, that's why I didn't play it on VR. It is the future of gaming, but I'm going to avoid it until it's like perfected.
Right.
For now, I'm going to avoid it. As a matter of fact, they have Fallout 4 VR. I talked about Fallout being my favorite franchise. They have Fallout 4 VR, but I'm not interested. Until VR gets perfected, I'm not interested in it. Probably when the new game systems come out, I'll be like, I'll try VR.
I'm so looking forward to the day when we are... If you've seen the movie Ready Player One, if you haven't, go see it. It's amazing. I'm waiting and so ready for that day where we've got that. The Ready Player One universe where you are just...
You realize in that game they talk about that the game is one of the problems for society because everybody spends all their money on the game.
Yeah.
But you're ready for that apocalypse.
It's going to be so good.
I'm
so excited.
I'm ready. I'll live in a trailer in the middle of Ohio.
I already got my house, man. I already got it. The house is here. I just need the system.
Yeah, but a lot of people put their houses up for sale.
Not me. I ain't dumb. I just want to play.
It's addicting, though. That's the whole point they made. But, dude, we need to do a whole nother video about favorite movies. We got some videos we need to do. But yeah, I would absolutely say now for the future of gaming, I feel like it's going to be VR. VR is the direction in which it's going. I feel like most games will be virtual reality in the future. Kind of like Ready Player One. I think that is going there. I think Ready Player One really takes you place in like a just kind of multi thing. But I think the future of gaming is actually going to be more into. I believe there will be some multiplayer stuff, and that probably will be the most popular. But I'm really more looking forward to like the single RPGs and stuff like that. Like you're really in this world. Like that would be amazing. I think that's what I'm looking forward to, and that's what's going to be best.
We probably need to end this.
Yeah, we're about an hour, so you can end it if you want
to. That's our thoughts on video games, guys. Thanks for listening. Please, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to get videos like this sent directly to your phone or computers.
Like almost like a little gift from us, isn't it?
I know, right?
A little Walmart present from us.
We will be posting these podcasts on YouTube and Anchor and every other podcasting app every Monday at about 8 a.m. So
give or take.
Favorite, subscribe, like. If you're on Anchor, you can actually leave us a video comment down below.
Please,
we'd love to
comment.
See those.
Like I would give anything. Mm-hmm. Like one of my favorite things in the world would be if we had I'll read the comments and everything. We don't get that many, but if somebody left just like a video comment,
we would love to
answer. I would
be
obsessed.
Any questions that you have.
We would do a whole video on your video comment if you would just leave one. Unless you're like, these guys are terrible and need to quit.
Hey, even that. We will play that and comment back.
Yeah, I mean, I got something to say to you about it.
But thanks for coming along with us, guys. Signing off.
Thank you.